Question number 8, Chris Hipkins.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Education. Is she satisfied that the government's policies are providing every student with the opportunities they need to reach their full potential?
Honourable Heke Parata.
Mr Speaker, I am satisfied that we are making progress in many areas, but I will not be fully satisfied until 5 out of 5 young New Zealanders are getting the opportunities to achieve their full potential. And that's why our government has been investing in and delivering on a plan to better engage with parents, report on achievement data, value and strengthen the teaching profession, and support 21st century learning environments.
Supplementary question, Chris Hipkins.
Is she satisfied that all students in New Zealand are being given a fair go at education, given the OECD study released this week showed that 32% of the decline in our maths scores, 72% of the fall in our reading scores, and 41% of the fall in our science scores can be linked to demographic change, particularly increasing inequality?
Honourable Heke Parata.
Mr Speaker, the analysis of the OECD report, of which those are elements that the member has referred to, culminate in a final result that says of all the factors that contribute to our rankings, 18% is linked to socio-economic status, 82% is linked to the quality of teaching and leadership, to the presence and engagement of students, to factors such as tardiness. So yes, New Zealand does have a correlation between underachievement and low socio-economic status. It amounts to 18% based on the OECD results. As Andreas Schleicher said on Radio New Zealand this morning, the designer of and the manager of PISA, New Zealand does have this challenge, but it also has a record of schools teaching past that challenge. Other countries also face this challenge, and in the PISA study, it is clear that they have become better at teaching to change this situation. And as he said, poverty is not destiny.
Question, Mr Speaker.
Supplementary question, Chris Hipkins.
Given her acknowledgement that inequality does play a role in educational inequality, is she satisfied that all students in New Zealand are being given a fair go at education, given the study released this week showed that the number of students defined as having a low economic, social and cultural status had increased by 34% during this government's watch?
Honourable Heke Parata.
Mr Speaker, I am satisfied that our over 2,500 schools are doing their very best to meet all of the challenges, including those students that come from homes that face difficulties. My colleague, who's already spoken comprehensively in the House this afternoon, has indicated a wide range of initiatives that our government is investing in out of school. In addition, within schools, we have social workers in schools, we have nurses in schools, we offer breakfast to those schools who wish to take them up. 536 schools have taken up that breakfast in schools offer, but not all have. But the sheer fact of the matter is that it is education that can moderate that background, and our challenge is to raise the quality of teaching across all schools so that every young person gets the chance of a better education.
Mr Speaker.
Supplementary question, Chris Hipkins.
Given that answer, is she satisfied that all students attempting NCEA are given a level playing field, given 2,169 students with special learning needs in decile 8, 9 and 10 schools, our richest schools, received additional assistance with their NCEA exams last year, while only 73 decile 1 and 2 students received the same level of assistance?
Mr Speaker, I am not satisfied with that, and that is why I've asked NZQA to investigate how we can ensure that there's greater equity of access for all schools. And the obstruction to this is the psych report that is required in order to have access to the tools that will assist. And that is exactly the process that we are in the middle of doing, and I expect that this will be available for all schools next year. No school is precluded from applying for the access to that tool. What is clear is that we have to give greater assistance to those schools in order for them to take up the application process, and we are working on that.
Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary question, Chris Hipkins.
Mr. Speaker, how many additional students in low decile schools, low socioeconomic areas, received that level of support for the NCEA exams this year than compared to last year?
Honourable Heke Parata.
Mr. Speaker, I don't have that detail to hand, but I'm happy to find it for the member. But what I do know is that we are...
Order.
So when this problem became apparent, which is that no one is barred from applying for these tools, but schools aren't applying for them because they are unable to meet the entry requirements. So now that we know that, we are working with those schools to overcome that obstacle. So this problem was brought...
The question's been adequately answered. Question number 9, Mark Mitchell.